So I hope that what we have learned right now, you're applying it to your students, on yourself, on your colleagues. So some questions you have now in your mind, right? Yes, if the questions are there, it means you are working on it. If there is no questions, it means just we are getting, sleeping, and coming for the next class only. No. So how many questions you have? Ask us so that our brain also work more. So questions are always welcome in my class. After the knee joint, as we have discussed earlier on the knee joint, imbalances, hypermobility, hyperextension, how the imbalances give injuries to the students, how we can correct them. After the knee, I am coming to the ankle joint, the ankle and feet. So if I am coming to the ankle and feet, you must have to learn about the anatomy first. This is the most complicated joint of your body too. So ankle and feet. So this is the foundation. What we say, this is the foundation of a pose. The foundation of yoga poses. We never focus on them. Because due to gravity, where the whole body weight is falling, the whole body weight is falling on your ankle and feet. And how much we are aware. So this is the foundation of all the yoga poses. If muscles are not active here, knee has to compensate. Hip has to compensate. Lower back has to compensate, then it comes along all the way to your upper body. So base or foundation of a yoga pose, that is your ankle and feet. What are the different bones that forms the ankle and feet? If I ask you to do this movement, it's easy for you. But if I ask you to lift your toes and get it one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much control we have? Try it now. Like as we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So can we have a control on these muscles? That we have to learn first. If these muscles are not working, base is wrong. Foundation is not strong enough because no mobility, no control. It's not only I'm standing, maybe you are overbearing all other joints also. The overweight bearing on your other joints, ankle is not taking. That's why the knee pain comes, that's why the heel pain comes. So you have to spread, just check this. Are you able to do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one by one. Feel the grounding. Is your foundation is strong enough or not? This is the most common cause also. And you have never focused on that. That's the problem. So first, foundation. The base. If the foundation is strong, the pose will give you more therapeutic benefits that corrects your imbalances. So ankle and feet, the foundation of yoga poses. So the bones that forms the ankle and feet, here we say tarsals. Ankle bones, tarsals, right? Ankle bones, tarsals. How many it is? 7. So we have 7 ankle bones, that is your tarsals. The name is calcaneus, talus, navicular, cuneiforms 3, and cuboid. So calcaneus, talus, navicular, cuneiform, cuboid. Then we have a metatarsals. Five, the phalanges, toe bones. 14. So 7 tarsals, that is your ankle bones, 5 metatarsals, 14 phalanges. So we look about these ankle and feet in detail. So here we can see. So this you can see, this is the big bone. If you look at from the lateral view, heel bone, right? So heel bone is like this. Over the heel bone, it is a horse coiled shape. Over the heel bone, the bone that sits is your talus, this one. So this is the heel bone, and the bone which sits over the calcaneus, that is the talus. Then this is the C-shaped bone here, that is your navicular. And then three cuneiforms, 1, 2, 3. Right? So the first one, if we say, this is the bone, calcaneus. The second bone is this one, which sits on over the calcaneus, this one. That is your talus. The third one is the C-shaped bone. Here it is. This is the C-shaped bone, navicular. Then 1, 2, and 3. These three bones just on the front of the navicular, that is your cuneiforms. And this is the bone, that is your, what we can say, cuboid, on the outer part of the feet, ankle. Then we have a 5 metatarsals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle part of the feet, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Phalanges on the big toe we have 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 in each toes. So total is 14. So calcaneus, heel bone, over the calcaneus, talus sits. Just next to the talus, navicular. Then the 3 cuneiforms, 1, 2, 3. Then the cuboid. So these are the 7 tarsals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metatarsals, 14 toe bones, 2 in the big toe and 3 in the rest of the toes. So total bones, so the total bone is 26. So 26 is the total bones, right guys? As we have discussed in the wrist and hand, how many bones? 27. So 27 bone in the wrist and hand. And 26 on the ankle and feet. So how many wrist and hand? Wrist and hand. 27, we have 2, so 54. Ankle feet, we have 26. So total is 106. And how many total bones in our body is 206. So more than half of the bone is in your ankle and feet and on the wrist and hand. So focus on that areas too. Just not only focus on the spine, not only focus on your face muscles. You have to focus on this part and this part too. It has a very important role in everyday life. So what are the things that we have to check here? Weakness on the ankle muscles. Mobility we have, because we are walking every day, so we are doing this every day, right? So easily mobility, but how much strength we have? If I ask you to stand, body shivering like this way. I ask you to stand on one leg, imbalances. So you have to work on the balance, strengthening here. So there is arches. You have heard about the arches, not only the low back, we have arches on our feet also. So we have arches on our feet also. This is the plantar surface. I'm looking from the front, right? So anterior transverse arch. This is the outer part, lateral arch, and this is the medial arch. So anterior, lateral or medial arch. So mostly the problem which is happening nowadays, like when you're sitting, standing, this happens, flat feet. Is my arches are getting active or not? So the flat feet, this middle arch collapsed. So we have to create an arch here. Sometimes we collapsed it with the wrong practices too, when there is lack of awareness on our arches. So first and foremost, if there is no arches, suppose I am dropping my arch like this. So pressure comes to my inner part of the knee. So the alignment of the feet, misalignment of the feet is disturbing my knee, disturbing my hip, disturbing my back and all the spinal column. So if the foundation is not correct, the whole alignment has to be wrong, because this is the base. Simple example if I give you, if I'm dropping an arch like this way, you have to ask the client, just lift your toes up and press the outer feet. So you can see the arch is here. If you look at from this angle here, if this is the posture, all alignment is wrong here. So you have to ask the client, lift your toes first, so you can create the arch and press your outer feet. So you can see everything is moving in one line here. So this way we can maintain the arch. It's not back leg also, press the outer feet, lift your toes up. This way we can do. So this simple modification exercises you can do if you have no arch on your feet. Just inhale, stand on your toes, hold it for 10 seconds, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, down. So this simple exercise you can do. You can sit into this posture also, rather to do into the Vajrasana like this. If you have to create an arch, sit like this way. So you can feel that your arches are created here. Then you can grasp the something or just any towel you can use, any bed sheet, and curl it. You can create an arch easily. And spread. Curl and spread. Curl and spread. Curl and spread. This simple exercise. Try to lift the things from the toe muscles. Try to lift the pen like this. You can create the arch. Warrior 2, mostly it happens that on the back leg, as we had discussed in the alignment classes too, roll the mat, press the outer feet, lift your toes up. You can feel more stability because the foundation is working now. It is not collapsing. It is getting active. So these are the common problems that we face, right? That we face. So when we talk about the four corners of the feet, so on the four corners of the feet, if I talk about, if your arches are not active, from the base of the big toe, mount of the little toe, and the center of the heel bone, here the weight has to be followed. So you have to make that triangle. So activate this part, the mount of the big toe, mount of the little toe, and the center of the heel bone. So four corners, we don't have to distribute the weight on the four corners. Because if you look at here, the bone, calcaneal, the calcaneal bone, if you see, this is uneven in shape, right? If you try to press this part goes up, right? This is uneven in shape. If you try to press this part goes up. If you try to press this part goes up. That's why we take the center of the heel bone. So the weight can be equally distributed. The arches of the feet is not this. The four arches, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It is before the heel bone. The triangle, you have to make a triangle here. The mount of the big toe, the mount of the big toe, little toe and the center of the heel bone. So weight should not be shifted here and there because the shape of the calcaneus is uneven. If you're trying to press this part goes up. If you're trying to press this corner, this part goes up. So unequal distribution of weight. So learn about this triangle, mount of the big toe, mount of the little toe and the center of the heel bone. Right, the center of the heel bone. So always this you have to use, mount of the big toe, little toe. As we lift the toes up, the weight comes into these 3 points. Arches has to be active. If there is a flat feet, you can lift your toes up. If you have sometimes high arches, right? So just press your toes down. For flat feet, lift your toes up. For high arches, press your toes down. Or you can balance these exercises, stand on the one leg, put the pressure on the front part, outer part, back part. Right? Front, outer and back. So this is the exercise you can do with the high arches also. So always you have to feel the grounding. You have to press the muscles down to activate your lateral arch. For lifting of the toes, we have to activate the medial arch for flat feet. So go with this, check the base first, whether the class started. Before the class started, student comes to your class, ask them to just take your socks out. In the first class only, check their arches, are they active or not, flat, high arch, how they are going. And according to that, make the individual alignment for them. Because guys, this is the foundation, right? Base of a pose. If a base is not correct, the whole pain comes. Sometimes you have a lower back pain, but there is no injury. So the low back pain can come to the imbalance of your feet or ankle. So I hope this must be clear to you what we have discussed, the bones, 7 tarsals, calcaneus, talus, navicular, cuneiforms, and cuboid. 5 metatarsals, 14 phalanges. Then we have discussed about the flat feet. Then we have discussed about the high arch, how to suggest your student, what are the exercises, what are the different alignments you can use, and how to bring more base or your foundation has to be more strong, how to bring more stability on your ankle and feet so the pose can be realigned and you can gain maximum benefits from it. So I hope this must be clear to you. Any questions, any queries about ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain, you can ask anytime. You are most welcome. So till then, thank you so much, my dear friends, for your valuable time. Namaste. Have a nice day.